In this tutorial, we'll draw the heart and the arrow, which you'll be making in class. First of all, as usual, get rid of the character at the center of your screen. Just click on them and hit delete. Make sure you have the large toolbar set up because you're going to need some tools there which are not present in the Getting Started toolbar. And go Window, Model Info. And remember, the default setting is architectural millimeters, so make sure it's units, decimal, now not millimeters, we prefer centimeters, and to a precision of 0.0 centimeters. You should do this every time you use Sketchup. Either hit enter or just close that window. Now, make sure you can see the measurements box, or it may say length, down in the right hand corner. If not, what do? You go to the top of your screen to it may be either blue or gray, the region at the top of the screen, and double click on it or click on it and the measurements box will appear. Alright, turn on your rectangle tool and as usual start at the origin, pull it out along the green and red axes and type in 16, 16. So you've got a rectangle 16 centimeters by 16. Put your mouse right above the rectangle, scroll in and make it nice and big. Use the hand tool, move it to the center of your screen. Now, it'll be more convenient to look at this object straight from the top. So go Camera, Standard View, Top. There we are. We're looking right at the top of that rectangle. Now, today what we're going to do is use the tape measure to make a bunch of construction lines, and then we'll cut out the heart from this block of, it's going to be a block of wood, 16 by 16 centimeters. So turn on your tape measure and go along the top edge, start it along that edge and type in 8. Now remember, it's 16 centimeters from a square. 8 will take you halfway across. And when you do, 8, enter, you get a mark at the midpoint of the line. Now click on that mark and go straight down along the green axis all the way to the bottom axis. Notice the line is staying green. If you go off, it turns black. Keep it green right down to the bottom, click. And it gives you a construction line dividing the block into, or the piece of wood into 2. Go back to that line at the top and go down 2. So go 2, enter, and it'll make another line. Go to the bottom of that dotted construction line, go up along the line and type in 8. 8, enter. Go to the 8 mark and go up 2.8. 2.8, enter. Right. Okay, so you got 3 marks in the line. The first one was 2 centimeters from the top. The other 2 were 8 centimeters from the bottom, and then another 2.8 centimeters higher from that. Go to the 8 centimeter mark and go out 1.5. Enter. Repeat that going in the opposite direction. Your line, by the way, should turn red if it's parallel to the red axis. 1.5 again. Do the same at the top. Pull it sideways, 1.5, and in the opposite direction. All right, what is that? Well, that's where the hole is going to be for the arrow to go through in your heart. Simply take your rectangle tool now and connect those points with a rectangle. There we go. So we've got a rectangle which is 3 centimeters across, because that was 1.5, and 2.8 centimeters in height. Just check it with your tape measure if you don't believe it. All right, we're now ready to put the curves in for the heart. Now to do that, we're going to use the construction line again, so make sure your tape measure is on. From the bottom of center of that rectangle that you just made, go along the green axis. Oops, sorry, I've got the line too long. I'm going to hit escape. Turn on my tape measure again. Right. Go along that line and type in 6.7 and it makes a mark. Do the same in the opposite direction. Go back to the center, red axis, 6.7, enter. Now turn on your pencil tool or line tool as it's correctly called. Go to the bottom, center, and go up to that point and just click to make a line there. Repeat that, go to the bottom again and go in the opposite direction. Click, click. Now you're going to hit escape to turn off the line tool. Now you're going to use a tool which you've already used once, and that is the arc tool. The arc tool. You're going to create a bulge up here going over to there, which is the center of the heart. So click on the bulge tool, click at that end, go to the other end, and keep it blue. Notice how it's a light blue. Should be a light blue on yours. And there's the top of your heart. As long as that line at the center is straight and the line is blue, the construction line that you're making with the arc tool, you've got the correct path. Click. There you go. Go to the other side, go straight across, and once again the line should stay blue and the black line in the center should stay nice and straight pointing to the corner, and click. And there's your heart. But it's only two-dimensional at the moment. It has no depth. So what we're going to do is turn it on an angle using the orbit tool. So you're looking at it in that manner. We want to push-pull the heart up, but before that, let's try to get rid of some of these things. Let's get rid of this outside part, and there's still lines there on the outside, so remove those. So I click the eraser on the inside. You can get rid of those construction lines too. We don't need them anymore, the ones on the outside. Still a line down there, gone. Okay, we've gotten rid of all the lines except for the ones on the inside. Okay, we can get rid of those too. Be careful when you click, you don't click on the edge of the heart. Click. I can't get that one. I'll try that one. We can always remove them later. My eraser can't find them, it seems. We'll come back to that later. Maybe in the center there. Nope. Okay. Now, I want to get rid of the center of the circle eventually, but I'm going to use the push-pull tool. Now, the thickness of your heart varies. It depends on the thickness of your wood, but I'm just going to put it down as 1.5 centimeters. So we're going to push-pull the heart up, and notice the center is not coming up. And we're going to set it up 1.5. So start pulling it up and then enter 1.5. And there's your heart. Let's just have a look at it. Swing it around. Look at it from underneath. There's your construction lines. Let's see if we can erase them now. Hopefully I can. Nope, they refuse to go. Okay, there we go. Got rid of one. I'm going to scroll in. Nope, I can't get rid of them yet. Now I want to get rid of that center portion, so I'm going to go over it again with the rectangle tool. Click. Erase. Now I should be able to get rid of my lines too. So I just made a rectangle over it and hit and right clicked and got erase. Get rid of that construction line. Good. One more construction line. I guess I have to change the view. I'm going to swing it around. See if I can get rid of that last construction line. There we go. Got rid of all my construction lines. Now how do we protect that heart? What do we always do when we want to protect something? We make it a component or we group it. And remember the way we do that? You make a box right around the heart, completely around it. So start well outside the heart. It all turns blue. And you hit G on your keyboard. And we'll just label that heart. And create or enter on your keyboard. It's safe. Remember, when you see that box around it, it indicates that it is grouped. It's now safe. Okay, I'm going to scroll back and let's go camera, standard view, ISO. Swings it around. I don't like it from that viewpoint. I'd rather look at it from the top. So I'm going to swing it more that way. Now I'm going to move the heart out of the way because we want to draw the arrow now. So we're going to use the move tool. Move the heart to the side. Don't move it too far away, otherwise you find it difficult to find it later on. All right, here's what we have to do. We have to draw now another rectangle, and from this we're going to cut out the arrow which is going to go into the heart. So hit escape. That's grouped, so we're not worried. 5. That was correct there. Enter. Let's change that. No. Let's make it 5, 15. I'd rather the arrow went the other way, so I'm going to get rid of that. Oops. 15. So rectangle tool on. Start at the origin. 5, 15. Okay, good. I just wanted it in that orientation so that we just have to rotate it up later on. Now, once again, it's easier to look at this from the top. So go Camera, Standard View, Top. There we are. And use the hand tool or pan tool and move that to the center of your screen. Scroll in and make it nice and big so it's easy to work on. Move it down so I can make it a little bit bigger. Now, similarly to what we did before, we're going to use the tape measure to put in a bunch of construction lines. Let's find the center of this. Now, remember, it was 5 centimeters across, so we're going to go along that axis and type in 2.5. And it didn't do it. Enter. There we go. Nope. Escape. Do that again. Click along the axis. 2.5. Enter. And there's my mark. Now go to that mark and follow it along the green axis all the way down. Keep it green. If you go to the side, it becomes black, and click down there. So there's a construction line going right through the center of the arrow. Okay, first thing I want you to do is to go to the bottom of that construction line, go up along it and type in 4. 4, enter, and it'll make a mark. This mark represents the edge of the head. So what you can, and then I want you to go sideways from that 4 centimeter mark, 1.25, enter. 1.25, enter. Do the same on the other side. 1.25, enter. Now turn on your line. That mark that you have there, that 4 centimeter mark, using your tape measure tool, we want to make another mark at 7 centimeters. So go along the line, along the green axis, 7. Okay, that's a point at 7. And go along a further from there, go along, make another mark from that point, go along at 2. All right. Now, here we go. At the 7, what was 7 centimeters, that line, go out 1.25 again and do it on both sides. Sorry, mine didn't appear. 1.25, enter. There we go. And in the opposite direction as well, 1.25, enter. Now use your pencil tool, i.e. line tool, and connect those points. Click, and then go straight sideways there. Straight sideways. The line should be red. Click. Hit escape. Go to the other point. Go straight down. Click and go sideways, red line, red axis. Click. Now click from there and go to the point and do that again the other direction. There you go. Now I want you to turn on your tape measure again and go along that top axis 1 centimeter, 1, enter. And it should have made a mark. Go to the other side and do the same thing. Pull in along the red axis, 1, enter. You've made 2 marks there, right? Go to that corner and go down 2. So going from the corner down 2, enter. Go to the other side and do the same thing. 2, enter. So I've got construction lines there. Now turn on your line tool or pencil. Go from there to that 2 centimeter mark and go to the other side. Do the same thing. Good. Then draw a line all the way down there. Click and go over to that mark you made. Click and go up here. Click. Continue. There. So you're going over the lines you've already drawn to create a complete surface. Click. There's your basic arrow. Now let's erase what we don't need, i.e. basically it's what you're going to cut away with the bandsaw. So click on that line. Go to the other side. Now if you found all of that disappeared, it means that you didn't go over that again with your pencil tool. Erase this line, the construction lines. Construction lines inside if you can. Okay, not going to go. We'll leave those for the moment. Come to the front of the arrow. Okay, there's our basic arrow, but remember, once again, it's two-dimensional. We want to give it thickness. So I want you to rotate it using the orbit tool so you can see it from the side. And turn on your push-pull tool and raise it 1.5. There's your arrow. Now it still has construction lines on the bottom, I believe. Let's have a look. Yeah, so let's see if we can get rid of those now using the eraser. They refuse to go. Oh, there we go. Scroll in. If you can't erase them, it's a matter of changing the viewpoint until you can. Worst comes to worst, we'll leave them there since they are only construction lines. Let's see if I can do it now. Nope, they're very stubborn. Either I can't get on them or it's the wrong viewpoint. Ah, there we go. There's another one. These ones are really refusing to get out of the way. And I'll probably just abandon the effort and leave the construction lines there. They're not a disaster. Maybe I'll just select them. Try selecting the construction line and hitting delete. Nope. Doesn't work. Eraser. Oh, there goes another one. I hope you have better luck than I am at getting rid of the construction lines. They're not a disaster though. They don't really matter. Oh, there goes another piece of it, and maybe I can get that last piece. Use the pan tool, move it up, eraser on again. There we go, got rid of all my construction lines. It's really a matter of just getting the end of the eraser on that mark, which usually is easier when you've magnified it, but this time I didn't find it too difficult. Okay, we want to move the arrow rather, but once again, before you move something, what do you have to do to it? You're right, group it. So select it, G on the keyboard, and call it arrow. And it's grouped. Now we're going to have to rotate it. We're going to have to rotate it by 90 degrees. I suggest go to a side view of the arrow. So I'm looking at the arrow from the side. I don't really want to get the heart in my way. Let's see if we can do it though. We'll turn on the rotate tool. I'm going to click at the center and go down to the other side. And what did we say? We want to rotate it 90 degrees. Just watch the protractor. The protractor is in the right direction. It's a vertical protractor, and that's the direction we want to go. So 90, and there we go. It's in the right direction. Now all we have to do is move the arrow into the heart. So we turn on our move tool. Oh, I'm going to swing my view around so I can see where it is. Turn on the move tool. And there's my arrow through the heart. I'm going to move it down. Oops. Okay, I'm going to swing it around. I'm not quite sure whether I've got it completely in there. Nope. Got to pull it a little bit to the side. There should be clear space on all sides. So I'd say it has to move a little bit to what is left on the screen. Not much, just a little. There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Click, hit escape to turn that off. Let's have a look, swing it around. Now, I don't know what you're going to do with your heart, whether you're going to paint it or decorate it with wood grain or whatnot. I prefer wood grain since it shows the actual structure. So I'm going to make the heart in wood grain. So I'm going to turn on my paint bucket. And I'm going to, oh, there's lots of nice wood grain there. I'm going to make it a nice light. Let's see if we can get better. Is anything better than that? Guess not, eh? I would rather have a light color, but I'll pick that one and go on that surface. And it won't do it. Probably because it is grouped. Okay, let's see if we can. How do you ungroup something? The opposite of grouping, of course, is exploding. So once again, select it. And right click, and this window pops up. And notice if you go down, there it is, explode. That's ungrouped. Now be really careful. Don't move them now. Turn on your paint. I'm going to click outside. Turn on the paint bucket again. Turn on my wood grain. Click on the heart, and there we go. Click on the side of the heart. Notice the curves have to be done as well. Use your orbit tool to swing it around. So you can do the other sides. Turn on your paint bucket again and continue, continue. And let's just see if it's done on all the sides. How about the bottom? Nope. So here's the bottom. I'm going to make sure it's done all the way around. Oops, sorry. There we go. Okay. Feel free though to do I mean, you don't have to do it in wood grain. I just prefer it because it does show really what's gone on. I'm going to paint the arrow though some really wild color, like how about red or black? I think I'll pick black. Now the problem with doing all the sides black is it won't show the characteristics. So I'm not going to paint the sides of it black, just the two faces of the arrow black. So I'm going to swing it around and do the other face black as well. And I'm going to do the sides of it red. Now you may not actually do your arrow in these colors, but it sure does look good. Now, you may or may not choose to do the inside of the heart. I'm not going to do it because it shows better that way, and I'm not going to paint that bottom part either of the arrow. If you've decided that's how you want it painted, last step, of course, is to preserve it by making a box around it and hitting G again to group it as a whole. So it's heart with arrow, create. And there we go. There's your heart with arrow. Let's just have a look at it. We'll swing it around. Nice. So there's your challenge. First of all, you're going to make it on Sketchup. Then you're actually going to make it in the shop. Heart and arrow. And that's the end of this tutorial on Sketchup. Thank you.